As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is Zoun. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you believe will claim the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat, as you have a couple of minutes here to get your Gamma going. Now, coming into this, I would say that Zoun is the heavy favorite. I mean, there's a reason why Zoun is the #1 seed. He's the #1 seed of the tournament. Zoun, he's definitely a heavy hitter here in the Turtle Tussle. Despite that, we have some strong competitors, and we have seen Shameless rising through the ranks over the course of 2024. He has been getting better and better and better results. I want to believe that Shameless can bring it here to Zoun, but the pressure is now on. The pressure is on. Zoun coming with the scouts, likewise Shameless setting up here. 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener Shameless, 2-gate opener out of Zoun. So far, so good. Catching up with the chat. I mean, Eba's Protoss anyway, right? True. Eba, he is a main race Protoss. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Este Eba. Ay. SMH my head. True. Likewise, to be fair, Cham messaged me during the broadcast, and Cham was going to compete today, but he thought it was tomorrow. He thought the tournament was tomorrow instead, so unfortunately we missed out on El Chamaco, who could have been a competitor here for at least a semifinals run. Could have been. Next time. As for now, workers are moving out, trying to delay each other's expansions. The gateways are done, and we have a gate sentry opener, stalker sentry opener out of Shameless, stalker sentry out of Zoun as well. So far, so good. Mirrored builds. Economic openers all around. Going for the natural expansions, and not going for any earlier tech. Not yet. So we are setting up. There we go. Nexus is going to be on the way. Likewise, pylon being thrown down. Don't know these players. Oh, if you're unfamiliar, Zoun, Zoun is I guess at this point, a veteran of the Korean scene. He's a Korean Protoss, of course. But if you are maybe a newer viewer of StarCraft, Zoun, he just finished his military. He just finished his military service. So Zoun, you wouldn't have seen him for the past couple of years, as he has been in the military, but now he's out, and Zoun has returned. Zoun, of course, last night we were covering him, we were casting him, and Zoun had a very intense match against Raynor. Did go all the way to the ace match in a best of 7. Went 3-4 against Raynor. If you're familiar with Raynor, Zoun is a comparable player, as it went all the way to game 7. That was in Masters Coliseum. Likewise, Zoun also played against Clem last night, and they also went to the ace match. Oh, sorry, my apologies. I think they went 3-1, if I recall correctly. So Zoun and Clem did have a back and forth. Did go the way of Clem in the end. Actually, sorry, my apologies. They did go to the ace match. Yeah, they went all the way to game 5. They went all the way to game 5. As Zoun and Clem, they were in the finals of the Pegasaur Monday, if I recall correctly. Let me just double check that. Pegasaur Monday number 15. No, it wasn't Pegasaur Monday. Was it Little League Cup? Am I misremembering? Sorry, that's it, Elite League. Jesus. All the tournaments, they all blend together. So Clem and Zoun last night, or yesterday, they played in the finals of Elite League. They went all the way to the ace match in a best of 5. So again, Zoun, he went to the best of 5. He went to the ace match against Clem, went to the ace match against Raynor. Zoun, there's a reason why he's the number one seed of the tournament. He's the one to beat. Now, to be fair, you know, the matches that I was referring to, that was a PvZ and a PvT. This is a PvP, and I want to believe that Shameless can bring it to Zoun. I do want to believe. As so far, both players playing very passively. Third bases are on the way. Third Nexus for Shameless. Third Nexus for Zoun as well. So we're settling in towards a mirrored game state towards the mid game. When it comes to Shameless, if you're unfamiliar with him, Shameless, he has been a very active player in 2024. Shameless is a newer pro player to the European region. What I mean by that, Shameless has been around for a long time, but he was more of an amateur player, a Masters player, you know, Diamond Masters for many, many years. It was only at the end of 2023, like November, December 2023, where Shameless hit the GM scene and very quickly showed up, and nowadays I would say Shameless is one of the stronger Protoss players in Europe. I would say that he kind of rose through the ranks and made his way into the middle of the pack, and now towards the upper echelons as well. Shameless has been improving a lot over 2024. In my mind, he is the rising star of the year, kind of like the rising rookie of 2024. It's been great to see his growth over the year, and he's been getting better and better results as well. I would place Shameless, like, skill-wise, like, hierarchy-wise, I guess, like, top 10 Protoss in Europe, maybe even, like, top 8 or top 7. I would place him just below players like Cristiano and Geralt, for context. So just below Cristiano and Geralt is kind of like the area that I would place Shameless. Or maybe even just among them. It's hard to say. As both armies are going to be clashing, Zoun does move out. Likewise, Adepts harassing here at the right-hand side towards the natural. Zoun distracting Shameless. Probe's going to be going down. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 4. 4 probes falling. Shameless, he does react. 5 probes going down. Doesn't look like a lot, but alas, it is a lot of damage here in a mirror matchup, where both players have the same tools, where both players have the same units. So 6 probe kills, very nice damage here out of Zoun. Again, just distracting and testing the limits here of the attention of Shameless. Does get 6 probes. Zoun pulls away, knocking down those rocks. Does knock down those rocks. Getting ready for a 4th, getting ready for the gold. Behind this, taking up into Immortal production, into Archon production as well. +1 is on the way. Gateway explosion. Likewise, Shameless, he's keeping up when it comes to the direction of the tech. Same setup here. Into Archons, into +1, into charge. But alas, Shameless, he is behind in workers. That's the big difference here, is that Shameless, he is behind in the economy, and he's going for a standard 4th base instead of the greedy gold for Zoun. So Zoun, he's ahead, and he's taking a risk, taking a chance to get even further ahead. Oh boy. Zoun has been here since the Pro League days. Yes. Zoun, if you remember, he was on SKT. I remember casting him. I remember him joining SKT as a rookie. Like, that's why in my mind, like, Zoun, he's like more of a newer Korean player. But that also shows just like how little like fresh blood there is in the Korean scene, because it's true, Zoun, he is newer to the Korean scene than players like Dark and Maru and Hero and Classic and Trap. But despite that, like, Zoun has been around since, you know, like 2015, which is still like a long time in the history of StarCraft, I guess. Now we're getting old. Like, I remember when Zoun played his first match in Pro League, and that's a long time ago. No. Like, in my mind, Zoun is still like a new boy, like a fresh face, but he is a veteran. True. As here we go, we do engage as Shameless pushing in. Well, Zoun, he will shut down the Zealots. Very nice force fields. Well, that's A probes going down at the same time. Zoun does counterattack. Does hit the mineral line. Probes are falling. Shameless diving in. Zealots, they melt here against those Archons, and there's 4 Immortals here for Zoun. He will break through. The Immortals, they do so much in the back line. They break through the Archons, break through the Stalkers. Zoun, he will take this fight, and across the map, ooh, still wreaking havoc, still forcing defensive warp-ins. And Shameless, he will lose everything here. GG gets called down, he overwhelms, and Zoun takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played again. Just very soul play here out of Zoun throughout the course of the game, getting economic damage, getting a faster 4th base, getting the gold base as well, getting ahead economically with that greater economy. I should have pointed out that he was building up a higher immortal count. What does that mean? That means that he would have a more secure army to face off and to focus down the Archons and Stalkers of Shameless. Once the Zealots fell, Zoun had his way with that army. GG. GG, well played. Oh, my bones. Oh, my bones. Oh no. Oh, no. He wasn't super popular, I guess. Well, like he was still an up and comer back in Pro League. Like Zoun, he did play in Pro League, but he was a rookie. Like he was a rookie in Pro League. Like he was a newer face to SKT when he joined them. Was a newer player. And Zoun really didn't rise through the ranks until after like the Kesper era of StarCraft. Until a couple of years after that, where he was able to really come into his own and break into the upper echelons of the Korean scene. So it took a couple of years. It took a couple of years. As I would say, like when he was on SKT, he was like a B teamer sort of thing. But here we go. We're getting into Game 2. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Leylands, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, who leading the series 1-0. Again, he's the favorite player to win the entire tournament. We'll see if he can be stopped. We'll see if he can be brought down. It is Zoun. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Shameless. We go. We are going to be moving out across the map. Once again, we have our setups here on the high ground. We're going to be a 2-gate opener out of Zoun, 2-gate opener out of Shameless. We'll see if either player does deviate and throw down a Cyber Core instead and try to go for something more economic. Zoun has been embracing these more economic builds from time to time, has been mixing it in. But there it is, a 2-gate. So 2 gateways for both players. Now, off of a 2-gate opener, we have options with how we want to open things up. We can go 2-gate into double Stalker, we can go double Adept, or Stalker Sentry, or Sentry skipping the second unit into a faster Nexus. So there are different combinations available here to both Zoun and Shameless. We're waiting for the Cyber Cores, and then we will commit. Depending on the units of choice, will kind of dictate how they want to approach this game. More aggressive, more defensive, safer, more greedy. Each pairing has its own kind of place here in PvP. So we do have options. Cybercore's done, and we have going to be, oh, hello, double Adept opener here at Zoun, so much more aggressive here. Double Adept, they're designed to shade across the map to threaten the mineral lines. Of course, two Adepts, they can one-shot probes, they can one-shot workers, so it's going to be up to Shameless to keep up. Meanwhile, it's going to be Shameless opening up Stalker Sentry, very safe opener. Sentry-based openers are ideal here just because they give you so much scouting information, especially, I mean, even in the previous patch, especially in the latest patch, with Energy Overcharge, you have that many more hallucinations, so you get full scouts across the map. As we do see a Zoun delaying the expansion with the pylon block, behind the Zoun going for a Stargate before Nexus, so it's going to be double Adept Harass moving out across the map, and an Oracle as well, so very much so aggressive play here by Zoun is moving out, designed to get economic damage. Meanwhile, there's Nexus here for Shameless. Shameless, he does have the faster base, only slightly faster compared to Zoun, because of the pylon block. And you have the take of choice. Again, Zoun opening up Stargate into Oracle. Meanwhile, Shameless opening up Twilight Council into Blink Stalkers. Let's go. Adepts they shade in. Ooh, nice force field. Adepts they get locked away, but one probe still does fall. And Adepts they get into the mineral line. Shameless trying to keep up. That's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 probe kills. This is getting out of hand already. Getting 6. 6 probes go down. And both Adepts escape. On how many HP? 1 HP Adept. 1 HP, barely survives, barely gets away. Once again, threatens the shade, keeps Shameless pinned back at home, and here comes the Oracle. Now, thankfully, Shameless did Hallucination Scout, so Shameless, he saw everything. He's fully aware, he saw the Stargate, he saw the Oracle, he saw the Twilight Council as well. Shameless, he's ready in the main, but he's already sustained damage. Zoun is yet to commit. Shameless is in position. Shameless is in position. Oh. Oracle's dipping in. Getting 2 probes. Catching 2 workers. Zoun will pull away. Likewise shading him, but this time Shameless is keeping up. Does keep up despite that. 3 workers go down, and this is slowly building up over time. Looking at the Unsource tab as we do hunt down the Adepts. 9 probes. 9 probes have fallen in total. And with that, Zoun does maintain a worker lead. And in a mirror matchup, that is everything. Like, being up like 3, 4, 5 workers doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have the same tools, when you have a mirror matchup like this, it is everything. Zoun is ahead. Zoun is ahead. Shameless does have faster blink, true. Slightly faster blink for Shameless, so we can make use of that. He can try to hit some kind of timing, get across the map. For now, Zoun scouts, he's looking for extra gateways, he's looking for an all-in. And he confirms, no extra gases. He confirms no extra gateways. Third base is all the way for Shameless. Shameless, he's macroing, and Zoun should be feeling pretty comfortable getting his own third. Both players expand. Again, Zoun, he was a little bit concerned, a little bit paranoid that there would be an all-in, made sure that there wasn't, and now he can freely expand, get his own third base, securing himself. Stasis traps being thrown down. Zoun maintaining his lead. So far, it does maintain. As both players once again scouting. Forge on the way tells us that, of course, Shameless is going to be working towards +1, going for a later move out. But Zoun, he's being active early on. Yo, Shadow to the Turtle. As Zoun is going to be pushing. Shameless has the high ground, has force field potential as well. Oh, Shameless on quite a position. Zoun backs in. Oh, nice damage. Almost gets a Stalker. Does get one. One Stalker goes down, picks off a probe. Catching another Stalker. A bit of mismovement there, mispathing from Shameless. Yeah, 2 Stalkers going down. Zoun doesn't quite keep committing. Pulling back, playing it very safe. Doesn't overextend, has yet to lose a unit. So again, trying to lock down the army. At the same time, while he distracts, Oracle does hit the natural. Stasis going off. Oof. Catching up 3 probes. 3 probes getting caught out. Meanwhile, Shameless, he will defend. The Immortal has arrived, and Shameless holds. Whew. Yeah, Zoun overextends. Zoun going to be bleeding out so many Stalkers here. Shameless holds, but did sustain economic damage. Trying to recover. Oracle dives in, gets 2 more probe kills. Does get more probes. But Zoun, he's building up that Immortal count. So even though Zoun might be behind in Stalkers, or at least he was, he's making up for that with those Immortals. Zoun pulling away, getting a 4th base. Faster 4th for Zoun. +1 is almost done as well. Bear that in mind. There's going to be a window here where Zoun has the upgrade advantage. And again, Zoun, he has more Stalkers, but Shameless has the Immortals. Zoun rotates. Oh. Threatening a dive. Doesn't commit. He sees the Immortals, respects it. Zell spots the 4th base. Zoun looking for a way in. Leading out a Stalker. Zoun rotating. Shameless does keep eyes on this. Despite that, probes are going to be going down. Is Zoun just going to go for the recall? Gets 3, 4, 5 probe kills. There's a recall. Leave 1 Stalker behind. 2 Stalkers going to be going down. 2 Stalkers for 6 probes. I would say worth it for Zoun. Better trades. Zoun back at home embracing charge lots. Now, as Zoun gets into and refines his army, going into Blaze Stalker into charge lots, that is where Shameless needs Archon production. Speaking of, the first Archon is on the way. 1 Archon is good, more is better. There it is, more High Templar morphing in. Getting those Archons ready, just in time for the push. Is it in time though? Is it enough? Archon is revealed. Zoun, he respects the Archon, he pulls away. Again, Zell said prone to stacking. And Archons do splash damage. So Archons are ideal. At the same time, Zoun going to be counterattacking as well. There's a shield battery. Shameless, he is holding. He's keeping up. So far, so good. Zoun poking in. Gets a Zealot. More reinforcements have arrived. The Immortals are exposed. Ooh, he almost gets them. Okay, the Immortals, they got surrounded by the Zealots. You have to be so careful with your army control. With your unit control here, and that Immortal, he might just be targeted down. It's so close to falling. Zoun falling back. And going for the Archons, and just starting down the first one. The first Archon goes down, he gets the second. Barely does, there's one Archon left. Takes down the Immortal. There's no War Prism, there's no Micro, there's no juggling here from Shameless. And Shameless is being overwhelmed, he's down to one Immortal. He lost all of his hijack units. The power units have fallen. And Shameless, he is being overwhelmed. There's the dive. One more volley takes down the Immortal. And now there's only a gateway army remaining. Just Stalkers and Zealots. Behind this, Shameless, who was missing Warpins. I mean, he had to defend earlier. Macro did slip for both players, but here come the Zealots. Here comes Zoun. GG, good luck. And Zoun will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played against Zoun. He is the favorite player. He has been on fire as of late. I mentioned before, going to the ace match against Rainer, going to the ace match against Clem, and here taking down Shameless 2-0. Very solid play here from Zoun. Shameless had his moments, is what I will say. And I will say that game 2 was a bit of showing for Shameless compared to game 1, but still did fall in the end, still was taken out. And with that, GG, well played. Zoun will advance on to this finals, and the question becomes, who will face off against him in those grand finals? We're here to find out. We're here to find out as we have our next series ready for us. It's going to be a best of 3 between Jimmy and Geralt. Let's go.